Moving ahead in the chapter 1, let's now try to study about the agriculture sector on the eve of independence. Now, in this topic, we will first understand the characteristics of the agriculture sector during the period of 1947. Well, as to what I had said in my earlier video, you will be knowing about one thing, that agriculture sector during that period was more confined to produce the goods to meet the needs of the family rather than meeting the needs of the society. So the first characteristic which you can understand in this agricultural sector is that since the production was done only to meet that family needs, the production was very low. Now, production over here means the total output which was being produced in agricultural was very low. And apart not only that, but also the output which was produced, the total production which was being done in per hectare of land, that was also very less. This production which is done per hectare of land is called as productivity. Now, not only the production was less, but also productivity was less. Secondly, during this period of time, that is in 1947, the agriculture sector was very uncertain. Uncertain because the agriculture sector during that period dependent mostly on rainfall, which means if the rainfall was good, production was good, and if rainfall was less, production was less. And so it shows that most of the production during that period was highly dependent upon rain rather than irrigation. Now, as production was less, so you can understand one more point, that mainly agriculture was seen as a commercial farming. What is commercial farming? It is a form of technique in which the production is done only to meet the needs of family, and surplus production is not left for selling in the market. Now, since production was done to meet only the family needs, it meant that people could not earn from agriculture. People could not earn from agriculture. So there were more, poverty was also very common. Now, moving on further, during this period of time in 1947 or during Indian independence, before independence or on the eve of independence, the land revenue system was divided into three categories. During this period, the land revenue system was divided into three categories. Now, this land revenue system was called as Zamindari system. What was this Zamindari system? Firstly, the Zamindars were considered to be the permanent owners of the soil. Firstly, the Zamindars were considered to be the permanent owners of the soil, where these Zamindars had to pay a fixed sum to the government as revenue. As land revenue, if I be very specific, the Zamindars who were the permanent owners of the soil, they had to give a fixed sum to the government as revenue, and since they had to give a fixed revenue, they used to make laborers work for a very longer period of time, and they used to extract the laborers work. They used to make very hard work from the labor, generate very high amount of money, then give a fixed amount of money to the government, and whatever was left after giving to government was their own income. Now, as most of the people in agriculture were confined to produce only for the family needs, so commercialization of agriculture was forced onto the people. Commercialization of agriculture was forced onto the people. It means people were forced to produce some commercial crops so that some of the industries of the British would grow. British used to force the Indian farmers to go for forced commercialization only because of the fact that they wanted some of their industries to grow. So, if you see what was the condition of what was the condition of agriculture sector during the time of independence, firstly, it is being said that there was low production and low productivity. Secondly, it is being said that under the British rule, the land revenue system was divided into three categories. Third point, you can understand there was high degree of uncertainty in Indian agriculture because of the fact that during that period of time our agriculture depended very heavily on rainfall. And fourth one being the fact that most of the agriculture in our country was done on subsistence farming technique, that is, production was done only to meet the family needs. Moving on further, let's try to talk about the next topic, that is the industrial sector during the time of independence. Well, during the time of independence or before the time of independence, most of the handicraft industries in our country had declined. Handicraft industries were Indian industries where goods were made through hand. This went on into decline. Indian market went on into decline, and there were some specific reasons for Indian industries to decline. Before, why Indian industries got declined? The first point says that most of our industries produce goods through handmade. Handmade were expensive goods which could not be afforded by the people of India. So Indians had to look for some other alternative, and over here the alternative was the technological made British goods. The technological made British good. So our handcraft industry had to face a lot of competition from the British machine made goods, and as a result, finally what happened at last was Indian handicraft industries, in spite of being producing quality goods, had to decline. Secondly, as more and more Indians were adopting the British culture, as more and more Indians started to use the British culture, the Western lifestyle started to get more popular in our country. So, when Western lifestyle started to get more popular, the Indians started to demand more of the British goods and less of the Indian goods. Because of which, since Indian goods did not have a demand, the Indian industries started to finish. Third point was that when the railways got introduced in India, the British goods, which were producing very low cost goods, they could expand to have a larger share in our country. The British goods, which were very low priced goods and were being demanded very highly, because of railways, their goods could reach to large distant number of people at a quick span of time. So British profit margins started to increase and Indians market started to fall. So till now I have talked about that Indian industries were facing problems from machine made British goods. Secondly, because of new lifestyle of in our country, our demand was more for British goods rather for Indian goods. Then when the railways came in our country, the when the railways came in our country, the low cost British goods could now be dispatched more quickly to Indian remote places, which increased the British income. And fourthly and lastly, the industrial sector was when the British came in, they made disappear all those Nawabs, Rajas, princes, emperors who were the different rulers in our country and who in their rule used to produce only Indian handicraft industries. But when the British came, they put an end to all these Nawab Rajas, and when this Nawab Rajas started to fall, the Indian handicraft industry also started to fall. Thank you. Thank you everyone. I hope you have understood agriculture sector on the eve of independence and industrial sector on the eve of independence.